Alright, hello everybody and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 for a bit of a shorter stream, probably won't be too long here. We're on the PC today to dive further into the H225 because I haven't done any more with it since the video that came out a couple days ago. So I thought we would pop back into it and see what's going on. The other thing I want to check out too is, I don't know if I have enough money for it, but I've been meaning to look for this as well. But, let's see. Let's take a little look-see here. Because I know that's 8 million. Ooh, 102 million for my... Oh. Because I don't think there's going to be anything for it, though, because it's there for heavy cargo, but heavy cargo isn't here just yet, so... Make up some money again on that. But anyways, let's go ahead and continue our lovely little test session with the H225 and see what's going on. See how it goes. But hello everybody, welcome back. Hopefully you're all having a fantastic Thursday. GTR, Arjan? Oh boy. Hello. And Big Chungus, and Luatis, and Zenith, hello. And yeah, Big Chungus, we're back on the PC today. I know. Just was starting to get those comments again about, oh, when are you gonna be back on PC? So we're just back today. I'm interested to see how it all goes today. So we'll see. But we'll be back on PlayStation tomorrow. I should be back live, but we'll be back on the PlayStation nice and soon. So let's start. We'll start in Telluride and just kind of see what's going on over there. Fantastic. Just doing a flight from Creta to Garda with the A330-300. Very nice. I hope it's a fantastic flight for you. Marketplace won't have third-party stuff until spring. Nothing until spring. I mean, again, there might be some random things popping here and there, but springtime is the main goal, just for the fact that the marketplace is going to be overhauled with Sim Update 5. But yeah, it was funny. I had a comment that on the H225 video, it's like, oh, I've never had any issues with it. It's like, what a load of garbage. There's no way you didn't have any issues with this helicopter up until a couple days ago. This thing was unflyable forever. But he's like, oh, you need to just look through the checklist. The checklist didn't make a difference. Get out of here with that crap. Just unbelievable. Oh, that's right. We need to get this thing off here, too. Kind of glad I walked back over here. What is this? Oh. A little back entry? That's funny. Okay. Nice. Didn't even know that was a thing. Very nice. AJ, hello. Will future release be on PS... what are we talking about? Future releases of what? I mean, you can already see what it's going to be like with Stranger Things. I mean, that released on everything. So world updates, city updates, sim updates, all that type of stuff will be matched up together, if that's what you're talking about. Oh, very nice, Steel Bean. Enjoy your career missions there. How do I change the tree seasons? By changing the month. Right there. Hey, the British Aviator. Hello, hello. And Sean, hi, Cowtown. Have you turned down the sensitivity of your gyroscope when you fly your helicopter? Nope. I have not changed a single thing with sensitivity anywhere in the sim, no matter what platform I'm on, but all of it's default. And the Steyrs, I was finally able to get a HOTAS 4 from Best Buy a few minutes ago. If anyone is looking, they're in stock now. Very nice. I hope you enjoy the HOTAS 4. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Thanks for the information on that. Hello, Johnny. Welcome from Tennessee. No, I mean, if you... Oh, I mean, I would assume... I mean, again, I have no idea. We're far away from a new flight sim release, so... And we did, Canadian guy. We did. Why would Microsoft... Or, why would Asobo refund people? That's a separate thing from Tog's Hangar. That's still going to be updated as well, so it's just a separate thing. By the way, screens aren't turning on, which is great. Let's see if they are on. They're just really dim. Nope, they're just not turning on for some reason. Nice. This thing, man. It's ridiculous. Here, hang on. I'm not going to fly with no screens on. Let me just spawn in. Because obviously the quick start isn't doing something correctly. So we'll see if it spawns in right on the runway. Hello from Boise. Well, welcome from Boise, Idaho, Delta. Happy to have you here. Which, by the way, on PlayStation, this version of the H225 still isn't there. At least not since I last checked. So just keep that in mind, because anytime... Yep, so now the screens just don't turn on. That's cool. Wow. So, why did they work the other day, and now they don't work at all? Just one thing after another with this helicopter, I swear. That's why it was funny when I got that comment. It's like, oh, I never had any issues with it. And like, oh, what a bunch of baloney. There we go. So they only turn on if you spawn in the air. At least I can finally have them on. Goodness gracious. Anyways, now we're up in the air. All the screens are on. Amazing. Is the game on base PS5 much worse? From those that have been playing on it and chatting with us, they've been having an excellent time with the base PS5 version of the sim. Do you know if they will gradually add new aircraft, specifically airliners and Gulfstreams? Well, there's no Gulfstreams. I can tell you that right now, just because getting those types of licenses are pretty rare, I guess, with them. Don't know the whole story on it, but anyways, yes. I mean, the marketplace is going to open up in spring. The reason it's delayed, it's not really delayed, it's just there's going to be an overhaul to the marketplace on all platforms throughout Season 5, Sim Update 5. And once that's all situated, the PlayStation will have a marketplace just like PC and Xbox with planes, helicopters, scenery, liveries, and everything else in between. Well, the funny thing is, especially with Hype Performance Group and their H225 here, when they were originally showcasing it before 24 release last year, they couldn't even fly their own helicopter in the demonstration. It's always funny to think about it. It's like they didn't even have their own helicopter functioning from their own developers at that point. So, I mean, it took over a year, but there's still... It's not the perfect helicopter still. There's still more work to do. At least it's actually flyable now. Because if you spawn in the H225 on PlayStation, you would experience what it was like on the other platforms before this update, where there's no controls. It spawns in the air, it just falls to the ground, and then that's it. You know, that's all it does. So, but yeah, I always think about that. Well, yes, because the Stranger Things Huey from Tog's Hangar is a 24 compatible one, hence the reason why it supports career mode and all the other stuff. The Tog's Hangar is a 2020 aircraft that still has plans to be updated, so it's not abandoned. I'm not sure why people are thinking that, especially when the developer has come out and said that it isn't abandoned and they have plans for that 2020 version, so... The bugs in this game is like trying to drive a toaster through a car wash. I mean, other than some of these aircraft made by third-party developers, everything else is way more stable than it ever was. Oh. Let's not hit those trees. And FaZe, welcome to the stream. I can't get my helo to fly in a straight line. It's like a roller coaster. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So, I mean, again, with helicopters, I always mention this just in case you don't have it on. If you do, it's fine, but I just like showcasing this anyways. I have the 3 assists on for cyclic, tail rotor, and collective. Those are tremendous helps. And then with flying, if you're just flying with a controller, don't hold B and A and X and circle. You just want to tap the buttons. Because if you just hold it, you're going to be going way too fast down or way too fast up, and then it just makes it more and more unable to control it, you know? So just tap the buttons to increase power or decrease it. And most of the time, once you have the right balance of collective and lift, and you have the right angle on the nose, you're not even having to push the throttle at all, the collective. You're just at a nice balance, and you can fly for pretty much ever without ever touching the collective to increase or decrease that power. Let me just make sure I have the multiplayer nameplates on, because, you know, if we were on PlayStation, we would be having all kinds of people flying with us already, you know? Let's see here. Just want to make sure oh. That's interesting. PlayStation has the multiplayer tag setting, PC doesn't. That's funny. That's why I was so confused when we saw that, because this is the only thing with this. Huh. No. Anyways. I flew it on PS5. Flew what on PS5? This? Because, yeah, it's not updated yet. Unless it did update today. I don't know. I haven't been around too much today, so I wasn't checking that out. And you went for the black on black screens by default. Oh, yeah, definitely. Hi, I'm glad you're online. I have a huge question. How do we turn on the instrument lights in the cockpit? Even looking at your chopper, the dash inside is very dark. I mean, if it's dark on the stream, you wouldn't have the lights on in the daytime. I'm not sure what the question is, because every plane's going to be different regarding setting up the instrument lights, but... But yeah, I mean, it's just going to be different depending on what you're flying. Some of them are up here, some of them are down by the controls over here, so it really all just depends on that. But yeah, if it looks dark, I don't know why on YouTube, but here it's fine. You definitely wouldn't have instrument lights on in the middle of the day. Hey, Dead Disciple, hello, and Tom, would you recommend it to a player who hasn't tried this type of game before? Absolutely. Because, I mean, even if you're not into aviation, just exploring our full world, because, again, this isn't a smaller version of it. It's a full recreation of Earth. And absolutely worth it. I mean, it's just such a blast exploring the world, seeing all the sights from mountains to POIs and all that. It's awesome. So highly recommend it. I'm on the base PS or PlayStation, and it runs great. Saying that, I've only had a few flights. The training is super. Nice, Zenith. I'm glad you're enjoying your limited time so far. Hopefully you can get into it a little bit more here shortly. And Monty, good evening to you. Hey Cowtown, been enjoying the game, but one that I want to know is what's the best way to use SimRate in PS5 controller? I feel like I'm having a hard time figuring out the right button. I would recommend, if you really want to use it, set it to... I can't really show it here. I'll show you what I'm talking about though. Hang on. So what I would do is I would have increase SimRate to holding triangle and then up on the D-pad, and then holding triangle down on the D-pad to decrease SimRate is kind of how I would have that set up if you want to do it that way. Because then that gives you a nice control over what speed it is. And then, of course, once you're in the sim, make sure you open up the EFB and then start a timer. Which here, hang on, let me increase the size really quick. Start a timer here, because then as you go through the SimRate, I don't have SimRate. I've just looked at it. But anyways, if you go 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, whatever you're doing, you'll see how fast the clock's moving, and then when you bring the SimRate back down, you can see where you're back at normal speed. I'm not sure, because the older flight sims used to have a thing up in the top left, I believe. It was a red thing that showed what your speed was. They should really bring that back for those of you that do want to use the SimRate. But either way, right now you can just start a timer in the EFB in the top right, and that way you can see where you are SimRate wise when you're trying to balance it out and get back into default speed. Hopefully that makes sense. And Admiral, I'm doing great. Hopefully you are as well on this fantastic Thursday. Welcome to the stream. Again, there's there's nothing crazy. Like I'm telling you, you're not missing out on anything with the changelog. But here, hang on, let me get it for you, since I continue to get asked this question. Because it's not specific to PlayStation anymore. Now every update is going to be pretty much the same for all the platforms. But here you go. We are in Telluride, Admiral. I'm looking forward to it. I need to watch some videos on ATC, though. Got told off for not contacting before takeoff. It's alright, I do that a lot, especially during the live streams, because I just don't care. Hi guys, the sim is working great since SU4. Very nice. I'm glad you're having a good experience. 'Cause, I mean, I've already been having... I mean, it's been much better since Sim Update 3, but... glad you're seeing even further improvements with Sim Update 4. But yeah, we're over in Telluride, flying through the mountains on the PC. I miss looking back and seeing all the names. I should have just streamed on PlayStation. That's alright, we'll be back on PlayStation tomorrow. By the way, you want to see something really cool with this? Check out when we hit autopilot 1 and 2. Oh wait, it's already on apparently for some reason. I don't know why that's all on. It definitely isn't. It's alright. Because I edited that out of the video. I was just trying to figure out autopilot, hit AP1 and AP2, and the plane just went into a absolutely monumental spin. It's like, oh, okay, this is fantastic. I'm still glad we're able to finally fly the thing, though. I mean, my goodness, the whole year, just this helicopter was miserable. Your pilot was floating right here. You'd always see his head right in the middle of the cockpit or the cabin area. It's just so funny. Yep, H225 received an update, a pretty hefty one. There's still things to improve on, of course, but it's actually flyable now, which is great. And MB, hey man, thanks for putting up another stream. I put in a few hours last night around Tokyo, pretty fun area to check out. Going to fly around Dubai after work today, thanks again. I can already tell you right now, Dubai is going to be a letdown compared to Tokyo, since Japan just had that huge world update. But hopefully still enjoy seeing the Burj Khalifa and all that. But it'll definitely be a night and day difference between the photogrammic Tokyo and generic buildings of Dubai going on there. But you are very welcome. Glad you're enjoying the content. What part of the year in 26 will PSVR 2 be supported? It sounds like they're trying to bring that out with Sim Update 5. So springtime is kind of the goal. The target date, I should say. It's not a definitive answer, but that's the general time frame that they want that going on. And we can always pop into career with this thing too, just to kind of do some missions there. The ease to turn on autopilot? What's wrong with turning on autopilot in 24? What do we mean by this? Hello, Owen. Welcome to the stream. I still can't believe somebody said they regretted purchasing the sim because it was too bright. I don't know. Sometimes I think people don't even buy the sim and they just say things because it's just like, what do you mean it's too bright? What in the world? Oh, crap. I just thought about it because of the snow here. Anyone know what yesterday's update... Again, the update is nothing major, but here, I have the link now, so there you go. If you really want to check it out, there's not much to it, I'm telling you. By the way, here, let me look. Because the release notes should be working now since everybody's on the actual build. Let me double check that. Oh crap, no I can't because I don't have the... Oh shoot, I'll look at it later. But yeah, since everybody's on the release version, it should have release notes on the bottom left in the main menu. But I'll check what it looks like on PC. It might just be generic welcome to flight sim stuff still. Because it used to have the changelog in the sim, but it was kind of gone during the beta, but we'll check on it again. And Simon Evening! I'm just doing a 747 freighter flight from LAX to Denver. Ooh, very nice, Simon. Hopefully have a great flight with that. And KP, hello. Great to see another video. Yeah, we're back again. This is going to be a short stream, though. It'll probably be around our normal 2-hour mark. We'll see. Just wanted to mess around with the H225 a little bit. And see how much interest truly is on the Xbox and PC side of things. I mean, again, we're not going away from it. But I always get these comments sporadically. It's like, oh, when are you did you abandon Xbox or PC? It's like, no. Just did 3 videos on the PC. Just always funny seeing those comments. It's like, I just did that. But that's great, though. Because that means people aren't able to tell the difference between the sims. Which I was kind of assuming was going to happen. It's like, you know, we've been on the PC this week quite a bit. And then I still get comments like, when are you going to be back on PC? What sort of upgrades did the 225 get? Again, it's a long list. I'm not going to go through all that. It's all in the changelog. Flight models, fixes, all that type of stuff. I don't think the audio's changed. Well, that was the AI co-pilot. There is no AI co-pilot in 24 yet. That is going to be coming here shortly, probably in 26. A new advanced one, hence the reason why it's not in 2024. But yeah, that's the AI co-pilot. The only thing he can do is ATC. Where are we at? We're in Telluride. And dag, I can't wait for PlayStation VR 2 as well. Once we get closer to that and have a release date, I'll definitely be picking one up, so we're ready to go to create content over it, and very much looking forward to it. I'm also ready for the heavy and super heavy cargo, yes. It's such a tease seeing the aircraft ready to go for it in the, you know, in the purchasable menu, and we can't use them. So I'm hoping we're close. I still think it's going to just be something where it's a server-side update to activate it, because that typically is what happens with career mode. It always has its own separate patch that comes over the servers. So we'll see. World updates are only to specific places. It's not going to just update the entire world. So, world updates are just going to be focused on specific regions, so a country and things like that. But again, those will continue. They're not going to just stop. Those will always be free updates, just like city updates as well. Hello, sir. Greetings from Denmark. Well, happy to have you here from Denmark. Balta? Or Batlification? There we go. Finally got there. But welcome. Do you play this in VR? On PC, I don't. I don't have any enjoyment trying to figure all that crap out. Updating all the drivers, putting Oculus Link in there, and just... That's why I'm really excited to see what the PlayStation VR stuff's going to be like. It's like, I just want plug and play. I don't want fight through menus, do all this stuff. I just want to dive in. Because I did it a long time ago with the MetaQuest 3S headset. But I don't feel like dealing with all that nonsense. So that's why I'm just holding out for our lovely... Oh, we got some animals! What are they? I don't have all my buttons set up here. I think they're cows. What are cows doing here? What are the cows doing in the mountains? Let's get our gears down and go say hello. Oh, why were they down? Wait, what? I must have... Oh. Never mind. I know why they were down, because I was trying to do my triangle right on the D-pad setup. Oh, what's with the snow here? What in the world? I'm not sure why it's loading in like that, but okay. Hello! Do you like my upgraded H225 cows? It's actually a nice shot here, I like it. Because, I mean, the H225's always looked really cool, you know, but up until a couple days ago, this thing was unflyable. So, if you're brand new to VR, and like you said, you went into Gran Turismo. If you go into something really fast, I highly recommend, this is for anybody that's going to be new to VR, regardless of wherever, PC, whatever, go with something that's slow and just not too much movement going on. Because if you just dive into something that's going really fast and there's just a lot of stuff going on, you can really just get that motion sickness very quickly. So especially if you go into Flight Sim, go into the 172, fly something slow, or even the paramotor, and just get familiar, get used to being in a VR headset. Because if you're just doing a lot of stuff really fast and there's stuff going everywhere, you're increasing your motion sickness chance for sure. So just start slow and get used to just being in the headset, because it's a weird feeling when you first dive into VR. So I highly recommend just going slow, like even with Gran Turismo, just go into a practice or time trial and just slowly drive around the track, just kind of enjoy the views, get used to being in a VR headset, and then from there you can work your way up into faster movements, and you'll be a lot more, you know, or less susceptible to motion sickness, if that makes sense. So, for example, don't go into an F-18 in VR to make that your first impression of virtual reality, because I can guarantee you it's not going to go well for you. You will instantly regret that decision. Oh, it has been updated too? Oh, very nice. Very nice. Because it wasn't yesterday, so I'll have to take a look at that after the stream's over. Because now my HDMI cable's on PC here, so. I've been finding iconic movie locations and found the Goonies house in Astoria, Oregon. I'm thoroughly enjoying this sim. That's awesome, Billy. Very cool. Glad you're enjoying the sim as well. In Norfolk, if you have 3 cargo missions, by the way, the reflection in this thing is awful. I don't know what's with all that on the right side. Let me move over so we don't see that the whole time. Because that is quite annoying to see in the corner of my eye. If you have 3 cargo missions in an area, you pick how long do they take to spawn more, or do you have to move to a different area? So, every time you complete a mission, you're opening up more and more of the world. So, there's 3 million plus missions in career at this moment. So, as you open up the map, more and more missions will populate. So, you shouldn't really run into the same one, especially with cargo. There's a ton of those missions. But I mean, if you end up sticking in the same area, which I don't really recommend, because what I do is I try to open up the map by picking missions in different directions. That way it gives us more and more opportunity to get more missions, of course. And Snus, hello! Do you want me to say Snus, or do you want me to say like S-U-N-U-S? I mean, I do like saying Snus, it's great. And Lucas, hello! I'm starting to look forward to PlayStation VR 2 support for this game. Nice, Tom! Same here. And hello from Copenhagen. Happy to hear you here. Janison, 4382. Welcome. Virtual. I mean, again, I don't really spend too much time on the PC version. I'm typically just on Xbox and PlayStation. I just go to the PC version sometimes to do recordings and some one-off streams like this, because I don't care about installing all these other programs and doing this and that. It's just, I don't care for it. Just not that big of a PC gamer, personally. Another day, another stream. Welcome, Mighty. Happy to have you here. Welcome back. It's the rare mountain cow. Yes. Auto throttle keeps coming. So I think auto throttle will engage if you're overspeeding the aircraft or stalling it. Because I don't really remember having any issues with it just randomly popping back on. But we can always take a look at it here. Is the Saab 340 broken on the PC? It is on PS5. No controls work. You need to disengage the gust lock, Big Chungus. That is why it is not broken. It is the gust lock that is engaged, so when the plane is parked, wind doesn't destroy the rudder and stuff like that. It should be on the behind the throttle on the bottom. I can always visually show it to you so you can see that. But yeah, that's why you have no controls. The gust lock is engaged. But yeah, if you look down in the middle, it should be like a yellow and black bar behind the throttle. You need to disengage the gust lock. And nice Billy, I'm sure it is. Flying through space and all that. Just watched a YouTuber complaining about 24. I mean, of course, that's what most of video content creation's about. I mean, it's all about having the negative focus, because, you know, that always brings in more viewers. Because if you would do a video where, oh, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 sucks, that would probably get more views than I love Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Because if you put that in the title, the comments would probably be filled, oh, you probably got paid by Microsoft to say it, or Osobo's sponsoring you, you know, stuff like that. So it's just, that's why I don't watch much content on YouTube, because most of it's so focused on the negative side of things, especially with gaming. All I know is The Sims fantastic, there's nothing else out there like it, and I will continue to enjoy it, so that's all I care about. And Jason, don't start out with the cross-cart or juice go. Yes, exactly. That's definitely... Those are some wise words as well. That's not a great place to start with VR. Let's climb out of here. Welcome to Cow Simulator. Isn't it perfect, Dag? Because, yeah, I mean, you know, I obviously got the PlayStation here before a Flight Sim, but I was always pretty impressed with how VR was looking, especially with Gran Turismo on the PlayStation and all that. So, I'm hoping we get that same experience with Flight Sim in the new year. I mean, honestly, I can... Oh, no, I won't mess with the Stranger Things here. Just, I mean, I'd turn off the music, but... can always finish it off here if we want to. Would you say this helicopter trip you're doing now is fast or slow? I mean, it's probably slow, because I'm not really focused on speed. Just kind of wanted to fly low with the trees and all that. Because I'm not trying to go too fast with this at the moment. Just because I was looking at chat as well. Makes it easier when we're going a bit slower than normal. Just wanted to come up here to see if I see any names, but nope. Alright, we're going to go to this mountainside here, do a landing, and then I'll show you the Saab 340 so you can see what I'm talking about. Made that mistake on Dirt Rally, made me feel yeah, I'm sure of that. Especially all the jumps and the tight turns. I mean, I'm sure it's cool, but yeah. Though I'm one of the lucky ones who's totally comfortable in VR, no motion sickness. Yeah, I mean, I don't have that personally. I'm just saying, you know, it's just because I see that a lot, especially with people that are just diving into VR. That's why I always like recommending that for anybody that's new to the virtual reality world. Because thankfully I don't have to deal with it at all either. But just always want to be helpful and recommend not doing certain things, because I don't want people to be excited for VR and then go into something really fast and then they regret, you know, going into VR, spending money on it, because I don't want that to be their initial impression. So definitely just go with something slow, just get familiar with it, and you'll have a blast with it. Of course, that's not to say that somebody won't still get motion sickness, because that's a possibility too, even if you are going slow, but it can help kind of just get your brain wrapped around the idea of it, because you would think, how much different would playing a game in VR really make? And it makes a huge difference. It's such a cool experience. Nice. But alright, hey, let's go to the Saab 340 real quick. Let me also make sure my flight conditions... Oh, there we go. No wonder. Maybe we did have some people flying with us. Well, now it's set right. That's probably Adam. Oh, no, it's somebody else. I don't know if it's a viewer or not. Alright, let me go to my airport here. We'll get into the Saab 40, and then I will tell you what you need to do. Because, again, it is not a bug. Oh, why don't I have my airport? Hold on, sorry. Can't fly over my home airport if I don't have my own... my add-on I bought. Come on now. I keep looking at the marketplace. There hasn't really been anything happening in the last few weeks, so... I think the marketplace is going to be pretty quiet up until the new year. So we haven't really been missing out on anything regarding that. There we go. Unbelievable. I don't know why I was worried about it. We're not even going to be flying. We're just going to... We're just going to spawn in here real quick. And I will show you what to do. Let me catch back up with everybody. Never been VR sick ever. However, if I play a game that's third person, I get sick all the time. First person, I don't like third person stuff in VR. It's just, I don't know. I don't like it. I mean, that just defeats the whole purpose of VR to me, you know? It's like you want to be in the world as that character or person or whatever else. Alright, so with the Saab 340, if we look right here, so it's not black and yellow, but it's the gust lock. So right now, if we hit the trigger, you can... What is this livery, by the way? What in the world? Cranfield University. Why have I never seen this on the Saab? National Flying Laboratory Center. That's cool, but anyways, sorry. So you can see I'm moving the stick, I'm moving everything, nothing's happening. And that's all because of this, the gust lock. If we tap A on that, or X on PlayStation, you now see we have full control over the aircraft. And we're good. So again, that's just right behind the throttle. You want to push the gust lock lever down, and you will have full control over the aircraft. I tried the Chernobyl power plant. It doesn't even look like it at all, because it is generic buildings and not photogrammic. You know what? Actually, I want to drive up Pikes Peak. That's what we're going to do next. Let's do a little driving. I've missed doing that. Let me get to the entrance here. Gotta find the North Pole. There it is. We'll start in the North Pole here. Let's do a little drive up Pikes Peak. How does that sound? I think that sounds lovely. And Dev, good evening, bro. Missed the stream in the past few days because of work. Off today. Glad to get to be live with you today this evening. Absolutely. Happy to have you back for another stream, Dev. And Belthorian, greetings, Cowtown. I hope all is well with you. It's fantastic. Hopefully the same for you. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so Snus, perfect. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't, like, offending you or saying it improperly or something like that. This is just with an Xbox controller that I'm playing with here. Oh, I know, and I don't install anything on PC. I'm just saying I just don't care to do any of that. I never have been and never will, no matter what the game is. I just want to plug and play I don't need to change my maps. I don't need to have VATSIM or having third-party AI traffic injected into it. You know, I don't need any of that stuff. I just have no interest with it, which is why PC gaming just isn't really a big priority to me. I mean, it's nice having it, just to have it for the higher visual quality, of course. But other than that, that's it. I just don't care to have accounts and everything for 500 different aircraft stores from the different developers. Hence the reason why I don't do that. I just think that's annoying. It's like, I'll just wait for it to release on the in-sim marketplace where I don't have to deal with all of it, and then have to do the updates separately. And it becomes just a whole pain, which is why I like to keep everything pretty much vanilla sim or vanilla game, no matter what it is. Because the more you just do with all that crap, it's just no interest at all. And yeah, definitely don't stand. How much do you think Microsoft is missing out by not having Gulfstream Bombardier? We're going to be getting Embraer in here. I mean, again, it can be stuff that is in the future, but there's plenty of other things to deal with and use in the sim to make up for those missing there. Because we're going to be getting the Praetor 300 from Embraer, part of the Expert series. How do you get your custom livery? I see your name. So that is not a livery, it's just under customization. Here, hang on, I'll show it here. I'll just spawn right back to where we were there. So all that is when you're selected on a plane. We should be able to see that menu from the car here. Yeah, so whatever aircraft you have selected, just pick one, it doesn't matter. You'll hit configure in the bottom right, or bottom left. And then you'll go over to identification. And then from there, you can put in whatever you want. I typically have that as my tail number. And you only have to do this once, because now this will be set on every single helicopter, plane, whatever you're flying in the sim. So that's how you change that. Which, by the way, since we're here, we were right there. Perfect. Yeah, see, this should be on the PlayStation 2. In the main menu, hit release notes, and you can see what the latest update brought. It's right there in the sim. So just wanted to double check that too, because I know it doesn't work in the betas, but when everybody's on the same build in the live sim update, it's no longer an issue with that. Alright, let's head back here. We're right here on this corner. Do you notice any difference between PS5 Pro and Xbox version? Which platform, I mean, the one that's newer performs better, of course. It's as simple as that. Which is, of course, the Pro, which is a year old. Series X is 5 years old, so. Plus, I like the PlayStation side of things over the Xbox version, just for the fact with gyroscope controls built into the DualSense. VR support, being able to play my sim on the PlayStation Portal when I'm not around the PlayStation is a huge bonus. So just the extra accessories is another huge plus for me regarding the sim on PlayStation over the Xbox. I had to hold the hand railing walking through an Xmas Dizzy tunnel. Don't think VR is my thing. Oh no! When you're in VR, it's exactly like you see it now in the 2D screen. And I'm interested to see what because I know the PSVR 2 has some pretty cool controllers too, so we'll see what kind of functionality those can use. And just how the whole experience is going to be like, honestly. So, we will see with the free update in 26. Aw, thing broke on us? Come on, Juice Goose. A350. Yep. Hey, Monorific, welcome to the stream, and Ben, welcome as well. Turn. Don't make me bring out the got friends cart. Because it's funny, the Juice Goose, I like the camera on it better than the cart, but I like the driving on the cart better than the Juice Goose. Is that... Did that just say the Truman Show? It did say the Truman Show. I was like, did I just see that wrong? What in the world? Plus, I don't really like the audio that they did for the ground. They could definitely improve that as well. Because once you just get to a certain speed, you just have that same audio playing over and over again. By the way, that was our fantastic nitros. In case you were wondering. Uh-oh. Oh, that was a bit... I don't remember this on the road when I drove up Pikes Peak. Oh, this thing just does not want to turn right, huh? Okay, you know what? It's time for the got friends cart. Hang on. I'll be right back. And out of all the helicopters you have flown in the game, which is the easiest you've found to fly? I mean, I honestly don't have any issues with any of them. I mean, they all feel relatively this. I mean, some of them feel a bit different, but in terms of difficulty, I don't really have, like, I don't know, I can't really think of a specific one that stands out as just an absolute pain to drive or fly. I'm so used to driving the car now. Love your streams. Can you remind me how do you set the zoom in Microsoft Flight Simulator? So for Zoom Cockpit, is this going to load in here? For Zoom Cockpit, which is the title of the button, it's triangle right on the D-pad, and then zoom or unzoom cockpit view is triangle left on the D-pad. And it is monorific, I agree. Purchased Flight Sim on Tuesday and just listed it on eBay. Too much for me to handle. All right. Understeer is rife in that buggy, it is. Cowtown, when you're flying the H225, are you able to get it to shut down? Just like I did in the video, you have to hit the button, the things on top for whatever reason, because doing the quick shutdown does not work properly. Just like loading in right now is not loading properly. Hang on. If there's fog in the air from a volcanic eruption, that can absolutely be simulated in the sim, just like wildfire smoke can be simulated as well, and everything like that, because it all comes from the METAR data, and that's how it gets to kind of replicate that. So yeah, fire smoke, volcanic smoke that's in the air can be replicated as well. Okay, got friends. Why is your cart not wanting to load on in here? Hang on. And Alan, it will be possible on PlayStation when the marketplace is fully filled up with third-party content in the springtime. What? This is Microsoft? Yes, it is. Okay, I don't know what's happening here. Hang on. I don't know if people spawning with a car kind of broke it or not, but we'll see. There we go. Thank you. I'm like, I don't know why this is taking so long. Then we'll come back up there. Marketplace is under, because again, this isn't going to go through the PlayStation Store. The Marketplace is its own thing in the sim. This isn't tied to the Xbox Store. It isn't tied to, it's in the sim itself. And Hanswurst. Fantastic. Oh, man, now I'm hungry. Thank you. You are very welcome. I really like how you answer all the questions. Very underrated. Very much appreciate it. Glad you enjoy the content and happy to have you here in the live stream. Even though now you made me hungry, so I'll let it slide. I don't know what this is doing now. See, I don't have this issue on the PlayStation. Let me try one more time. If not, I'll just restart the sim because something's just not doing what it's supposed to be doing at the moment. Oh, PC still has the glitched audio, huh? That's funny. Something else we don't deal with on console. I tried everything, couldn't get it to shut down, had to abort a mission because it wouldn't turn off. So, okay, here, hang on. I'm going to come back to Pikes Peak, don't worry, for those of you that were flying with me. I can't just get back in now, hang on. Let me try it one more time with the H225, but something is just wonky here. Oh, this is another reason I don't play on PC very much. Just kind of run into some other things that the console versions don't deal with. Thankfully. And Greg, can you view each METAR from each airport? Yeah, you can check the weather. We'll see if we log in here. If not, I'll just restart the sim. Something went wonky. I love this game. I'm still waiting for it to be delivered by post. Well, hopefully it's not too much longer, Kyle. That's great news. Driving in VR will be cool. Would be good to use the camping mod in an RV with fishing. Absolutely. And Manny, welcome to the stream. Very nice, FMJ. Let me know when you're in Germany. We'll have a Oh, that sounds fantastic, Hans. And TX, thanks. The sim rate button worked, by the way. Oh, very nice. Great. I'm glad it's working out for you. And I see the helicopter, so that's loaded in. I don't know if it'll load us all the way in here, though. But I did make the devs aware of this in case others have the same problem. Got me on the Jaffa cakes. Nice. Alright, hang on. Let me... Well, we made it 58 minutes without having to do something like this. And now it probably won't shut down correctly either, so I'll have to... Oh, I love PCs. They're so great. I should just stream this on the Xbox. What am I looking? Task manager. Oh, there we go. I figured it out. Fantastic. Great game. Can't put it down. Just waiting for the joystick. Very nice, James. That's awesome. The PS5 version's been great. The Xbox version's seen a lot of improvements as well. It's awesome. And Rasterif, nice. Because that's been my experience too. I mean, you see the streams. We can go 6 hours and never run into a crash or nonsense like this. It's awesome. And you are very welcome, Ben. And John, happy Thursday. Good afternoon to you as well. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. And if you like Jaffa Cakes, wait until you have Terry's Chocolate Orange. Terry's. Just based off the name, I don't think I'm just kidding. It sounds very delicious, FMJ. That's another thing I like doing too, Alan, is just using the walk-around feature. Just kind of going through a forest and just, I don't know. It's very relaxing. Unless it's nighttime, then it turns into a horror game. But other than that, it's very awesome for sure. And I have the HOTAS from the PC Xbox version. Any word if there's something you could use. So right now, the only thing on PlayStation is the T-Flight HOTAS 4 by Thrustmaster. But like I said, if you didn't see the stream yesterday, I looked at an interview that Jorg did, the CEO of Flight Sim. He said that after the announcement, because again, the peripheral manufacturers didn't even know about the PlayStation release was happening. So once that was announced, they started, calling them. It's like, we want to make this happen. So we're going to start seeing a lot more peripherals come over to the PlayStation side for sure. It won't just be the Thrustmaster HOTAS 1, or HOTAS 4. Apologies. Alright, let's try this again. Not sure what nonsense happened, but let me just show you how to shut down the aircraft, because again, doing the quick shutdown doesn't properly work. So we're just going to spawn on the runway really quick, and then I'll get back to my Pikes Peak drive here. Sorry for the delay on that. I couldn't get back into the sim anyways if I wanted to. And Patel, welcome! Alright, so if we do a quick shutdown... Oh, the screen's decided to work this time. Are my cloud... Oh, what in the world? My clouds aren't ultra. Get out of here with this. No. The only... Oh, wait, they are. No. They are. That does not look ultra. What in the world? Why do the clouds look weird on PC? That's funny. Okay. I'm learning a lot with this, huh? Oh, there's like pixel... That's not going on console either. That's funny. Must be like the DLSS crap, or I don't know. Well, anyways, so it'll just be doing this no matter if you're holding, because if you... Is it this and left? Because if you just spam the rotor brake, the helicopter will just stay in this endless state of trying to boot up or whatever it's doing. So I'll just spam the rotor brake really quick and get this as close to shutdown as we can. So it looks like, oh great, we're getting to the shutdown point. That's awesome. If I quit hitting the rotor brake. So to get around it, just pull these things. I don't even know what they really do, but it's just the general cutoff. And then go back to doing the... Why am I seeing a P3 Poseidon, right? And there you go. So if you're doing the missions in there, just hit those two things, these general cutouts, turn them on, and then do the rotor brake like normal. It'll actually fully shut down. That's... Why is that a model in here? What the heck is happening? I don't have this plane. I didn't realize there was a passive model of it. That is interesting. Because obviously they're flying a helicopter, but okay. So that is how you shut down the H225, because if you don't hit those two things, it'll just endlessly be running. And that's how you can finish up the missions. I showed that in the video we did earlier this week in Career. But, yep. So quick shutdown does not work properly. Alright, anyways, back to my adventure of driving up Pikes Peak. There's my boat, by the way. Crap. Alright. Back over to the mountain. Let's drive up it here. I don't even know where we were. Oh, we were by the lake. This lake. There we go. Let's see if we load in properly this time. I stream other games for member streams. We did a member stream yesterday, which I'm glad everybody enjoyed that. But I tried to keep those other things, because right now my channel, I just want to focus primarily on Flight Sim. I mean, there'll be some other exceptions, especially with American and Euro Truck Sim coming to console. We'll be diving into that. But if I play things like GTA or Battlefield, I just use those as member streams. That way I'm not clogging it up with other streams on the main channel subscription feed, if that makes sense. But yeah, right now, GTA Online, I haven't played Battlefield in a little bit. I need to get back into it. And then, of course, Flight Sim are my main ones. But very much looking forward to American and Euro Truck Sim on the console. By the way, if you come here, there's a Bigfoot statue at this place. It should be right around... I think it's around here. But this one's cool from Got Friends, because if you open up this little thing here, you can actually customize it, switch out the exhaust, the spoilers, switch out the tires. I mean, we may as well put the racing tires on. We're at Pikes Peak International Raceway here, so... not raceway, but the hill climb. You can even put on some headphones, some noise-canceling ones, change out the lights. Just a really cool vehicle. If the sim crashes in a career mission, you don't lose your plane, but now you actually get compensated. They changed that in Sim Update 4, so if your mission crashes the sim or whatever, you'll actually make money from it, so it's not all a complete loss, which I think is a great change. But yeah, you don't lose your plane, though. Because before, what happened before Sim Update 4 is the mission would just be over, and it's like, well, there goes that time, and you get nothing out of it. But of course, you now do get money out of it, which is so nice. I'm glad they made that change, for sure. Now all we need is being able to save flights. So if we can't finish a flight, we can just save it, come back later, and start it up again. That's going to be the next thing I want to see from just free flight, career, any of that. Yeah, this one, I like this one a lot better for driving fast. Has much better sound on the ground as well. Plus, you know, being able to customize it's pretty sweet. And JBS, I had some pretty horrible performance yesterday coming into Boston in the MD-80 even after I logged off. VATSIM, it was a mess. Maybe it was an aircraft issue, but it was certainly disconcerting. I would assume so. Probably, you know, I mean, it just depends on how well optimized that aircraft is. Because, I mean, that's the thing with third-party stuff, too, is it's just some of the developers are much better at it than others, which can lead to some issues for sure. But hopefully you have a better experience next time, JBS. Walking at night with the owls hooting and a thunderstorm is better. Oh, that's that's perfect. My Boeing never wants to pull up on takeoff. That is because it defaults to a negative 4-degree trim, which makes it really difficult to take off. So when we're done with my drive, I can kind of showcase what I'm talking about with that. But yeah, it's just, that's how you want to set the trim. You can hold R1 and then use the right stick up and down to change it, or you can adjust the trim inside the cockpit. So we're getting close to, I mean, there's still a little bit of this drive going on here, but I'm I'm having a good time with it. Cow streams for his memberships. Oh, thank you for the answer, man. Which, again, I hope you guys on the member side enjoyed that. It was that whole mission creator now in GT Online is crazy. I created my own passenger transport mission in it, and so that was pretty cool. What a tool, and I'd love to see that in Flight Sim, where people can create their own missions, and then have it to where people can use it, make money and XP off of it. You know, stuff like that. I think that would be such a cool addition to career mode. Would love that. And again, I know Miltech has the mission hub. I'm just talking about in the vanilla experience. But yeah, Adam, I assumed that was the Blackhawk. But yeah, I never saw that model just in the sim. That's kind of cool. Are we getting some aircraft carrier DLC at some point? Is that why we're seeing that? You know how cool that would be? Oh, it's all good, Ben. Just hopefully that helped you out. Can you drive anywhere? Yes. Just like with flying, you can drive, walk, use boats if you want to from the marketplace. Because again, if you haven't seen the boat, I can always show that to you, but... I want a rally race in PSVR 2, that'd be nice. Can't wait for ETS, me either. Really looking forward to those truck sims finally coming to console. And I hope they support PlayStation VR on that too, because that would be incredible. Because we haven't really gotten any more details about the console version since they announced it back in, what, September? August? It was a while ago now. Here's the little lodge and the checkpoint where they check your brakes after you come back down to make sure they're not overheating. Oh, people must not like the cars. I see the numbers dropping. That's okay. Because the developers got so much crap when they put this out there. I love that they do this. It's so fun seeing the range that the sim can be. So again, thank you to Parallel 42 and Got Friends for creating the cars. It's such a cool addition. Because, you know, it was the typical, oh, this is a flight sim, why are there cars in here? It's like, why not? You don't have to buy the cars, you don't have to use it. Let people have fun. It's just unbelievable. Oh, yep. Don't want to do that in real life. That would be scary. Right off the side of the mountain. Alright, let's reset that. Exactly, FMJ. We had an H225 land in a field next to our home. It was a medevac. Oh, nice, Ben. Hopefully everybody's okay and it wasn't anything too serious. I mean, it probably is serious if you're getting airlifted out. But hopefully it was just for like an air show or something. Are you driving? Yes, Admiral. We are. And then, yes, this is Flight Sim. In case you're wondering. Because, I mean, just being able to experience the sim differently like this, I think is awesome. I mean, the world's too cool to just keep it for, you know, helicopters and flying. Having the driving, boats, all this other stuff. I mean, it's awesome. And I hope more and more developers create this type of stuff. Oh, that was a sharp turn. Okay, that was, that was quite the sharp turn. Wasn't expecting that. I feel like we're sliding a little bit more too with the snow on the ground, which is awesome. There's Adam. Oh, stick it on. Oh. Oh yeah, we're definitely broken. We're steering to the left now. Oh! Oh no. It's Mount Chiliad all over again. Hold up. Get back up here. And no, Brian, this is on PC today. Oh. The Blackhawk has changed into... Oh, is that the Saab? That's not the Saab, is it? I don't even know what that is. Yep, my steering is broken immensely here. Can I get a fix on this? Is there a fix button? See if that does anything. I don't know. I don't think it does, but... Nope. We'll just fight with it here. I'm gotta be full right steering here. Oh! What was that? Oh, it's a bush. Okay. I was like, what am I looking at there? And developers out there, if you could make... Because I still want to see like F1 tracks be created fully to be driven on. But having these special areas too... Like if somebody could make the road fully functioning all the way up the mountain... That would be awesome. Add-ons like that I would happily purchase. Just like with the Yosemite Valley add-on, which we can actually head there next. We'll fly a helicopter or something over there. I want to kind of showcase what scenery add-ons will be like for you PlayStation players. We're almost to the top. I don't know if our car is going to make it since our wheel's broken, but that's okay. I'm interested to see if... Because, again, if we don't hear anything about Sim Update 5 in today's blog post, I'll be surprised if we see that until January. Because, I mean, Asobo's been busy this year, so I would fully understand if they don't do anything until January. I mean, they made some great leaps and bounds for the Sim this year. Oh no! Well, hopefully that fixed our wheel though. Oh, it did. That kind of worked out. Perfect. Get our nitros. Haven't even used it the whole time. Oh, okay. I was not. I thought we were over here a little bit. That was. Oh, that's. I mean, driving up at the normal speed is already quite the experience. So when these people are flying up here every year during the hill climb race, It's crazy. But welcome to the top of Pikes Peak. Nice. That's a great car. And then you get to enjoy the view. Let's see. And Brian, welcome to the stream as well. And Nuance Vibes. The cars are nice. They need to make a smooth road add-on for the whole... Oh boy, that would take a lot of... a lot of time. It has been a while since updates saying that. Terminator 2 No Fate got delayed 2 to 3 months, I think. Releases tomorrow. Oh, very nice. I don't know what that is, but I'm happy for you, Zenith. How is the sim frame rate? I tested it 4 months ago and had a lot of bugs and better... I mean, again, my performance on all the platforms was already pretty nice on Sim Update 3. Alright, let's launch it off the mountain here. Little grand finale. Okay. Thanks for the grand finale. Hang on, let me disable that. What an anticlimactic finale there. Hang on. There. Now crash me. It would be awesome if PS5 could have third-party... I mean, it will. It'll have that in springtime. The reason why it's not there is Sim Update 5 is going to be introducing an overhauled marketplace to all the platforms, so that's why they decided to make the choice to leave it. Oh, there's a moose! Or an elk! It's a moose! Hold up. Hold up. A little... Look at the moose! Get back here. Where do the other ones go? Oh, there they are. Let's go to them. Moose! Alright. I'm glad the rocks don't have any hitboxes, or else this would be a disaster. Uh-oh. It's gonna be a disaster now that we're getting to the tree line. Oh! Oh! Completely flew... Oh! Okay, we're going fast upside down. Reset that. Oh! Oh. But very nice. Anyways, just want to kind of show off the cars there. Always a blast with that. Let's go over to... Let's go over to Yosemite here. Which I always forget where that's at. Because I got a fantastic add-on for it. That one is great to look at visually because it adds waterfalls to the area. It's great to drive around and just great to fly around as well. So hang on, let me figure this out here. Did that just say... Oh, Mono Lake. I thought it said Moo... Oh, wait, I'm right here. Oh, my... It's right. Okay, perfect. Unbelievable. Do we go on the 225, or... Do I even have the Blackhawk? I don't think I have it. Again, something I got third party from another website, and that's why I don't like doing all that. You know what? We'll go back in the H225. Now it doesn't just absolutely... be horrendous anymore. JBS, I couldn't agree more. Yes to the blimp in career mode. I would love that. There was an accident near my home. It was for that? Oh, okay, gotcha. Gotcha, Ben. Which is better, Flight Sim 2024, no doubt. I haven't touched 2020 since 24 came out. And never plan on playing that one again. But yeah, so this is a scenery add-on where they really made a lot of great changes to the area. I mean, it looks great in the default sim too, but there's some extra detail that was added. You know, the buildings, the lodges, the parking areas to actually go to in real life, they're here. I'll kind of show this one over here. I did a whole video over this. I used the Juice Goose to drive around in case you want to see more detail over it. But yeah, the third-party dev did all these little outlook areas. Made custom roads. We'll only get the Dark Star if Paramount allows it, you know, all the licensing rights and stuff like that. So that's the only way that Dark Star would make its way over to 24. But yeah, they added custom waterfalls. The rock wall's not loading in for some reason. Yep, the cog railway that goes up and down the mountain, for sure. I'm sure the moose was. How did you get that car in Flight Sim? It is in the marketplace on PC and Xbox, and you'll eventually have that as well on the PlayStation when the marketplace fully opens up the third-party content in the spring. Probably to coincide with Sim Update 5's release. Can you try a boat, please? We can always try a boat. The car, I think it was around $10 or something like that. It wasn't too much. But yep, they did all the custom lodging buildings here as well, which is a really, I mean, it's amazing the amount of work that went into this. This add-on, I believe, was around $15 and worth every dollar. I think it was CLI 4D was the creator of this. Any livery you can think of from around the world is probably in a livery pack in the marketplace, yes. Have you got the global shipping add-on yet? Is that in the marketplace, or is that something outside the sim that needs to be installed? Because if it's outside the sim, then No. But very nice. Hopefully you're enjoying it, Brian. And add-ons can, it's all dependent on what the developer that made the add-on wants to price it at. It can be as low as a couple dollars, it can go up into the 80s, 90s, depending on the plane and stuff like that. But scenery is typically around 15 bucks or less. There's some add-ons to add trains. I don't think they're really highly reviewed though, but I can show what I'm talking about. You don't drive them, it just adds them to the world to go around. Does flaps up help with landing, creating a downdraft, and vice versa? Flaps down help with climbing to altitude updraft. So I mean, you like if you're just flying at a normal altitude or cruise altitude, you wouldn't be using flaps because then you rip them off, of course. But if you're obviously going to be using flaps for taking off, because that'll help provide the lift, and then of course on landing you're using the flaps to help you slow down because then you're creating more drag as you're slowing yourself down. If that's what you're talking about. But if you're talking about cruise altitude, you wouldn't be using flaps for that. And walled, nice. I mean, yeah, the Huey and the Chinook are awesome. It's just cool that you guys got a free one with the Stranger Things add-on. Even though, again, I saw people complaining about that for whatever reason. It's just like, okay. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Oh, and nice rough landings. Because, yeah, again, there's going to be a lot of sales going on in the marketplace for the third-party content, so you can always get it for cheaper. Yeah, I don't know why this rock isn't loading in right. That's weird. I was going to land here, but I want to land somewhere that looks nice. Gears up. Just pop back in. Why would you want to turn off trim? Just curious. Like I'm not saying like judging it or anything like that, but trim is, again, well, once we're done with the helicopter, I'll kind of go through trim again, just in case you didn't see that. But if you just hold R1 and move the stick up and down, you can adjust the trim that way as well. But I don't think there's a way to fully disable trim anyways. Again, the PlayStation's not going to have really anything third-party. I mean, there might be some things that pop in there. I really don't know their plan for it. But the overall marketplace will be populated in the springtime. Because right now it'll probably just stick with the World and City updates or any actual add-ons that Asobo makes, like Stranger Things, being added until this spring update. Because again, Marketplace is going to be getting an overhaul with Sim Update 5, where they're going to be taking in a lot of the community feedback and creating a new marketplace. I haven't gone into too much detail, just kind of teasing that. So really interested to see what that's going to be like for sure. Yep, I mean, airliners, especially from PMDG, any builds and stuff, they're pretty much up there in the $70s, $80 range. Very, very expensive. I'm still so happy that this thing's actually flyable now. I mean, the thing was terrible. Absolute. Oh, we got some more animals. Oh no, those are cars. I guess you could say they're animals. They were on the road. Just busy looking at that. Depends on what edition you have, Heisenberg. I mean, if you don't have the deluxe, premium deluxe and stuff for those extra planes, it's going to be a little less. I'm just going off of what my edition was. So I'm assuming that's why it's a little less for you. And Old Man Gaming, thanks Cowtown. I was talking about landings and... oh, okay, yeah, so yep. We can dive into that a little bit too. We'll just fly for a little bit further out of here. And then I'll just take a quick look at the 737, show you what I'm talking about with the trim. But yeah, the 7... do they have a 7? Whatever they have. PMDG is pretty much going to be over 50, 60 bucks for their aircraft. I think M Scenery's time is getting close to being wrapped up, by the way. So we'll see. What's the best plane for cargo career in the company? I've got a 172. I mean, I've been enjoying, because I just started doing that with the 172 again on the PlayStation side. But the PC-12 is a great option, the Grand Caravan, the PC-24 if you have the Premium Deluxe, if not, the PC-12 is a great option for cargo. And then, of course, if you have the Deluxe Edition, the Sky Courier is another great one once you get to the medium cargo. But yeah, I'm going to be sticking with the 172 for a bit. This helicopter is Hype Performance Group. The ones that have taken over a year to finally get a first update out for this thing. And of course, this is part of the Premium Deluxe Edition of the sim. EasyJet is in the default sim, yes. Ryanair is not. Which, by the way, should be getting some new airline liveries in the default sim as well. They haven't specified which ones, but it sounds like there's going to be a good selection of them. I think 7 or 8 new ones are going to be making their way in. And then more in the works after that. So that's exciting to see. Always nice seeing some new airliners just in the default sim. My PC is struggling around here, though, but it still looks nice. Always fun flying around Yosemite. I have never watched Jumanji, by the way. And FPV, welcome to the stream. Hey Cow, I learned so much how to play the game on PS5 and I just wanted to say thank you for that. You are welcome, Jacob. I'm so glad the streams and videos were such a huge help to everybody. That was, of course, the goal, so I'm glad that goal was, of course, achieved. Alright, let's go up to the top of this mountain here. We'll get a nice landing in, and then we can kind of... I'll do a quick showcase of the trim with the 737, and then we'll hop into a 170... Oh, we'll hop into some other general aviation, maybe the Titan, and we'll talk about flaps and where you want to use them and situations where you don't want to use them. Or, you know what, maybe we'll use the Grand Caravan. That sounds nice. Because that's always a great one, especially in high winds. It can be pretty difficult to land that one. And we just do a quick little rundown through that. No, didn't mean to bring the nose down too fast there. But welcome to whatever mountain this is. That looks nice. Love it. So again, shutting this down is a little bit broken. So what you're going to want to do is make sure you pull these two down here. The general cutout, or cut off, whatever these... I don't know what they really do. I'm assuming it's just for the engines. Make sure you have those two pulled. Oh. And that actually just fully shuts it down immediately. Well, there we go. See? Very nice. A little showcase shot here. Nice view. Got the... See, this is kind of why I'm happy that the third-party stuff isn't here just yet. Because then this is what it'll look like when people have things you don't own. You'll just see random planes being picked for it. But PlayStation players, you don't have to worry about that till spring. I still hope one day they can kind of figure something out where anything that gets added to the marketplace... I mean, it still doesn't fix the issue if people buy the stuff from other websites. But I still would like to see something where it's just a very tiny file that anything that gets added to the marketplace has its basic model in there, so you're seeing that instead of a Saab 340 going into hover mode. I don't even know where it went now. Oh, there it is. So. But very nice. I'm gonna catch up with everything. Oh yeah, the Royal Gorge is done and all that. Thanks to one of the city updates. It doesn't cost anything to get real airline AI traffic. That's already in the default sim. And there goes Adam. Very nice. Very nice. All right. We'll just head up to Denver. That way you can kind of see it. Oh, no. Actually, let's go to... We'll just go to Vegas. Looks like there's a lot of AI traffic there. But all these white dots, that is already AI traffic. That's part of the default sim. So, to start off, I'm just going to go in the 737 just to show you the trim. Spawn on the ground, ready to go already. Oh, I mean, they need to, because it's just, there's no reason to have something like M Scenery in the marketplace. It's just, they add nothing. At all. But again, it sounds like they're getting, so with these changes that are coming to the marketplace, it sounds like developers like that will be kind of kicked to the curb. And I certainly hope that'll be the case, so we'll see what happens. But yep, so that's real life AI traffic right here that you're seeing. So these planes are doing their thing in real life. They're either taxiing or they just landed, heading to Las Vegas, or they're going to be taking off and heading out of Vegas. So, yep, that's all there in the default sim. You just make sure you have it on by going to Settings, Online, and Air Traffic. Oh, that's just for that, but Real-Time Online Traffic type. And then if you want AI traffic in Career, make sure you have that set to on because that's defaulted to off. Alright, so typically it's not set to 1. The trim is always set to -4 degrees, which makes it really difficult to take off, because if we do this really quick, I'll kind of showcase what I'm talking about. I don't know why I have the pilot assistant windows on. Turn that off. So if you stick, because this is what it'll be set to when you spawn into like career missions and everything. So having it set at that trim, you're going to be going for a long time on the runway before you actually take off. So if we pull back, I mean, we're trying, but you can see we're just really hanging on the ground here. Still hanging on the ground. And then we finally barely make it off the ground. So, if we reset, and then bring this up to, I always go for maybe half a degree. Not to go too far up in the positives for it. So now, if we go full power, there we go, we're finally getting to full power here. You'll notice how much easier it is to take off with our 737. I know I'm pulling back a little too early on that, but again, you get the visual difference between the -4 trim that the plane is always defaulted to, and then the positive trim that you can set. So again, you can do it in the cockpit, or you can hold R1 or the right bumper and move the right stick up and down. And you can see, so just holding R1 and then moving the stick down, we bring the trim up, and then holding R1, pushing the stick up, you're moving the trim down. So, okay, this is driving me nuts already. Let me go ahead and turn that off. I don't even know why it's on. Leave me alone. Thank you. Turn all that off. There we go. So yeah, that's it for trim. You can do the same thing with every aircraft and helicopter in the sim by just holding R1 or right bumper with up and down on the right stick. So right now we're nose up too much. I'm going to hold R1 or right bumper, push the stick up, and you can see our nose is pitching down. That's not me controlling the plane with the stick. That's just doing it with trim. So I'll move it up just a little bit more. And now we have a nice level flight going on. And of course, as you gain speed or lower your speed, you're going to be adjusting the trim as well. So you're always making fine changes to that no matter what you're flying. And that's trim on a 737. Alright, sticking in the Vegas area. Actually, do we go over to Nellis? Look at all these people in Nellis. Somebody's at the fuel box. AK ride. Oh, AK? Is that the viewer AK? What in the world? Why does that sound like the same name? Oh, here, we'll just spawn here, and we will do this in the Grand Caravan, like I said. Isn't that grand? Can you fly in TFRS? I mean, I'm not really doing requests at the moment. But if we run out of things to do, we can always do that. I meant generic AI, but real airline brands. So that's already a thing. If you're seeing AI planes that are Air New Zealand, United, Alaska, whatever else, you'll actually see that livery on those planes. But if there's anything else that isn't a default livery, you're not going to be seeing that. But again, like I said, we're going to be seeing new liveries coming in here. So again, we'll kind of go through some steps here. We're going to do this takeoff without any flaps, so let's raise that. And of course, if you're at a long airport, or a long runway like this in Vegas, you're not going to have any issues taking off. But if you're at a short airport, that's where you're wanting to use the flaps. Why are my refresh rates on the... Oh God, see, this is why I don't... This is why I like going on console and not dealing with the settings all the time, because these always reset a lot. So you're always going back here and changing it. It's like, oh, goodness, here, refresh rate on my glass cockpit. Don't want it all stuttery there. I also don't need ATC. So you can do it without flaps on a really long runway. It's not going to really affect you. But if you're on a shorter airport, that's where flaps are going to come in handy. So you can see how long it took us to take off with no flaps. If we pop back over here, and we'll go with 2 notches of flaps. We don't really need it for this, but just to kind of showcase the extra lift you get. So we'll bring that down. Because yeah, that's a lot for that. But again, the amount of flaps you use is dependent on the runway length. I mean, you always want to use 1 notch of flaps regardless of the length of the runway, but again, if it's a shorter one, you'd be using some more. Why are we not full power? What is this? Are we okay? There we go. Don't know why there's such a delay on everything here. But you can see we're already pulling up and we're off the ground already. So you can see visually the difference between no flaps and then having flaps, because all that air is coming under the wing, which, by the way, I've never even seen that on. Let me see if I can get it on here. Yes, I see it now. I don't know why it's so fast. I wish it would be slower, because it looks really... Okay, honestly, my cursor's going to be better than that. I don't know why that's so fast. That looks terrible. Turn that off. I'll just use my mouse as representation of the air. So again, when the air is rushing up here, that's why you lift off so easily, is because the air is pushing the flaps up, because it's directing it down. And then, of course, you're using the same thing for landing. Because if you're just landing without anything, all that airspeed is just going right through. There's nothing to divert the air and slow you down. So, we'll just do a quick little landing here. So I'm just going to do this quickly here so we're not spending too much time on it. First landing, we're going to do with no flaps. Just to kind of showcase what happens with that. Oh, we do have another one. Perfect. Again, it's doable without flaps, but you're just making it more difficult on yourself to get the landing done here. Because now you're only losing the airspeed based off the power that you have. You're not helping yourself out. So what'll end up happening is you'll be floating a lot longer because, of course, you have that extra airspeed. Once you get the ground effect, you'll kind of swoop around here, but you'll eventually get on the ground like that. So if we go back here and actually utilize flaps, which we'll go again aggressive. You could probably get away with just one amount of flaps or one notch, but we'll go with, well, actually we're full here, so it's either one for half and then full, so we'll stick with one. We're not sinking, it's fine, leave us alone, thank you. I'm trying to teach people. Be quiet. So again, now that we have that air rushing under the wing and slowing us down, we're not fully dependent on the aircraft slowing itself down by just whatever power we have. So we can come in at a nice gradual pace. And again, we're not forcing the plane down. We're going to let the airspeed drop and the plane will meet the ground on its own. That helps prevent any bouncing, because if you just force it onto the ground, you're going to be bouncing everywhere and it won't be a pretty landing. The only example I can think of is, let's say you were landing on a very heavy crosswind landing. So let's set that up real quick. Okay, I'm going to have to hear that the whole time. Fantastic. I'm going to get this done quickly. So let's set this to... Oh, we're not even live weather anyways. We're going to click wind. We're going to get a very heavy wind here. We're going to go 50 knots. And we're going to have that set for a crosswind. We'll switch it over to go left to right. So, we're going to unpause. And I'll probably have to reset this a little bit here. Let me back it up a bit and give ourselves a little bit more altitude. So in this situation, this is where I recommend to not have flaps, because flaps are going to be making it a very difficult landing, because as that wind and gusts are going on there, it'll keep you, especially on the ground effect, you will be up in the air a ton. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of the flaps, and we're going to come in here just with no flaps. And you can see, wow, it's really, okay, maybe 50 knots is a little aggressive on this. Hang on, we're going too fast because slew mode made us go, I don't need to be 130 knots here. I'll also bring the wind down just a little bit. I want to keep it aggressive, but we'll go 30 knots. A little bit more realistic there, because that was crazy. Alright. So again, no flaps for this landing, because with that, especially with crosswinds, you're going to be getting that air, or that lift from one side, which will force you over a lot more, and it's just not what you want. So we're going to go without flaps. You can see the wind is hitting us from the right to left, that's why we're crabbing. We're angled towards the runway. Bring this all the way to idle. Or I said it the opposite way, but anyways, you know what I'm talking about. And then right before we get to the ground, we're going to put a little right rudder in, just to get us onto the straight a little bit on the runway. And then of course you'll be fighting it. And what you don't want to do with the Grand Caravan is hit the brake button, because look what happens when you slam on the brakes. It makes it a pain to control, you're fighting it, it's all a mess. So don't hit the brakes. Even in non-windy conditions, you don't want to do that. We are going to be utilizing the reverse thrust, and you'll see how different of a landing it will be without hitting the brakes. And this will be kind of my last little bit there. So hopefully, again, this makes sense regarding flaps and when and where to use them. Hang on, let's see if I can get this out of the stall here. Alright, bring the power back. So again, we're going to be fighting that wind, try to keep it centered, and just before we get to the ground, we're going to put a little right rudder in to level out our aircraft and center it with the runway. because we do that, because then it'll make it easier for us to control it on the ground once we do get down there. Same applies, let the plane get to the ground on its own. And now instead of us hitting the brakes, we're going to hit the reverse thrust. And then that way it gives you more control over the aircraft on the ground. And you saw how the wind, even with us not having any flaps, the wind was trying to push the plane to the right. You're wanting to put in a little left aileron just to kind of keep it balanced. That way you avoid a wing strike happening. And then if you had the flaps on there, that would be even more aggressive, because then the wind has more to grab onto the bottom of your wing to throw you around even more. So there's just examples of where you want to use flaps, you know, in nice, calmer conditions. Even, you know, 10 knot winds, it's not going to be too aggressive. But if you're in really heavy crosswind conditions, you don't want to have the wind have more that it can utilize off of your aircraft to throw you around even more. So hopefully that makes sense on the explanation with that. And thank you, Brian. I appreciate it. And you're welcome, Zenith. I hope we get a United 787. Oh, that would be nice. I would appreciate that. And FPV, it would be very cool to have your own hangar where you can showcase your bird. Yes, I mean, I would like to see that too. Because not only for showcasing, but making it to where in career mode, you actually create your hub. And that's where you work out of. So you can do missions that leave wherever you are, but then you can come back to it. And if you do come back to it, you can have less maintenance costs because you're working out of your own hangar instead of paying somebody else to work on, you know, stuff like that. But again, I feel like that type of thing is going to make its way into Flight Sim. I'm sure they have all those types of ideas too, and it'll be really exciting to see what they have planned for it. So, but would definitely like to see that. Alright, so let me get rid of the wind here. We'll do live weather. And we'll just kind of, we'll take off here. We'll just stick in the Grand Caravan. No, let's switch it out. Let's go into a helicopter again. But yes, AI traffic is on console. Everything's the same in the sim regarding those types of features. Yeah, I'll just fly this Huey here. I think the PC just crashed. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Oh, nice, JBS. I hope it goes well for you on the VATSIM event. And Norfolk, again, regarding, just like with fixed-wing aircraft, regarding controlling the aircraft with a controller, I'm not putting a lot of input into it. I'm just barely moving the stick up, left, right, or down. Because if you end up just going crazy with the analog stick, you're just going to be creating more of a messy situation for yourself. So I'll kind of showcase what I'm talking about when we're in the helicopter, unless we crash again. Regarding liveries, yes. They can't just use the liveries without permission, because they have to do contracts, they have to do all that extra work with the airliners in order to get their liveries into the sim, which is why I'm not really sure how mods are getting around that, because I don't think they're getting permission to do it. So I'm still not sure how mods work and how they can get around copyright stuff. But for the devs themselves to get it into the default sim, it's a whole line of paperwork and contracts and probably money involved too. I'm sure the airliners want that. Maybe not all of them. It's just free advertising for them. But yeah, so that's why it can't just be everything in there. They have to get the licensing agreements to utilize that in the sim itself. Alright, let's try this again. And you know what? I think we're going to go for the 2021 just because we have it. We may as well just fly it as well. I bought the Coronado Cessna 182Q yesterday. It's decent. Nice, Brian. I'm glad you're having a good experience with it. I still fly the 172 in career mode regularly. It's a great plane, level 539, and own over 100 aircraft, did lots of grinds in the 737. Now I mostly fly GA and helicopters in career. That's awesome, and the thing that's great, too, is the amount of helicopters that are actually coming into career mode, too, which I'm really happy about. So again, with helicopters on controller, I'm not holding A, or holding B, or X, or circle, depending on where you are. Because again, if you do that, things are just going to be moving too fast. I'm always just tapping the throttle buttons with more power or less power. And then the other thing I go for, so right now we don't have enough power. You can see we're losing our altitude. So we're going to click the X or A button a few times, balance that on out. And right now with the analog stick, I'm not full nose down. I'm just barely pushing it up just to maintain this altitude that we have here. So you can just see I'm not hitting anything with the power anymore. We're just maintaining a nice altitude. And if I need to increase a little bit, I just bring the stick back a little bit, let the nose move up, and you can see we're increasing our altitude. So now I'm good here. Let's bring the nose down. And there we go. We can just hold that. And of course, again, on PlayStation, I use the gyroscope 100% of the time. It's really nice, especially with the helicopters, because then you're not just holding the thumbstick the entire time. You just have that nice angle on the controller, and you're good to go. But that's all there is to it, because again, if you're just going for like, okay, I'm going left, no, I want to go right really quick, I want to go down, I want to go up, and you're just yanking the analog stick over and over again, you're going to throw the helicopter, the plane, no matter what you're flying, it will make for a very disastrous flight. It's just nice, easy, smooth, slow motions. So like, let's say we want to bank to the left, I'm just barely moving the stick over, and you can already see we're getting a nice bank to the left. I can get out of the bank, just push down a little bit, and you can see, same thing with fixed wing aircraft, you kind of keep that bank turn going on its own. It'll eventually level out, of course, and you can of course adjust it more so if you want to, or bring it back level if you want to. But again, I'm not fully moving the stick in any direction, or just barely moving it from its center point to maintain what I want the helicopter to be doing. And again, I haven't touched the throttle buttons once since I brought it up over the runway. All this flying has been whatever our collective is set to, which right now the collective, well, throttle's 100, collective is, hang on, see if I can see this here. Where is the collective? Do I not get a number for the collective? I don't know where the collective input is. Should be obviously here. I'm just trying to see the number for it. Either way, we're typically around 50% on the collective. And then that's all you gotta do. That's how you can just get your helicopter to fly in a nice, controllable manner without worrying about doing anything too crazy. Because again, if you go crazy with the stick, you can just see you're making it difficult for you and whatever you're flying to properly fly around. It's just those nice, simple movements. Let's go a little bit to the left, level out the helicopter, and then we're back to a straight, just a little bit up on the left thumbstick to get to the point where it's like, okay, here we go. We got a nice level flight happening. Honestly, I don't think a DC-10 or MD-11's there yet. I know there's some developers working on it, so eventually there will be, yes. And you're welcome, Trad. But yep, for takeoffs, you'll be using the flaps. Again, like I said, depending on the length of the runway. If it's a short runway, you'll use more flaps, because that'll help you get off the ground sooner. And then, of course, wind situations make it to where I don't use flaps mainly on crosswinds. because it'll just make things a lot more difficult and so forth. But glad that helped you out, Burnout. Hey Cowtown, just tuning in again. Did you cover sim rate in any stream? Because I set it up, but I roughed up my game. So again, like I was recommending, it's just a use at your own risk thing. If you go too fast on the sim rate, you're gonna run into the plane kind of freaking out. Crashes can happen, just the sim crashing because it's trying to load everything. I don't recommend going over 4 times speed, honestly, on console. I would stick to that at maximum. And yeah. How did you rewind? Didn't rewind. That is slew mode. SLEW. If you type that in when you go to the controls menu, I have that set to square and left on the D-pad to toggle it, which will of course toggle this. Oh, wrong button. Oh, I'm already in it. Never mind. But yep, this is slew mode. You can pause it and lower, raise where your aircraft is at, move it around wherever you want to, and then you can just toggle it again with the same button, and you'll be back to flying. Honestly, I haven't even checked Red Bull in a while. Because I realized people were not doing what they were supposed to do to get even faster times. Because you're supposed to do a full pull-up loop and then go back. But people are just doing a tight turn left or right out of those level pylons. And then they're just getting those faster times. But yeah, I haven't messed with it in a little bit. But I noticed people were cheesing the system a bit. I wish they could go back through there and make it to where it requires you to do it, because I don't think you're allowed to do those tight left-right turns that they're doing. But it's all good. And reverse thrust, so if you ever want to engage it, some planes, if you're just holding circle, it'll go into reverse. I don't like those planes. I wish they had the detents. But if there is a detent, it's R1 and circle, and then you hold circle from there, and that's how you get into reverse thrust, like with airliners, for example. Bought the PS5 version. The texture loading in flight is really bad. I hope they fix. Gotta be honest, I really haven't seen any major issues with it. Be that with photogrammic imagery, ground textures, there's nothing that really stands out that seems out of the ordinary or anything. And burnout, yes, you are correct with the R1 and circle on PS5 for reverse. How did you get the synthetic vision in the PC-24? I can show it to you if you'd like. We'll just head back to the airport over here. Or actually, no, we'll just head over to Nellis. Never mind. And Sonic's Toaster, hello. For some reason, my visual horizon won't work on the UH-1. Is this a common problem, or just me? Or did I miss a button? I can calibrate it after, or can calibrate it, but after some time, it freezes. I don't know. I honestly haven't spent too much time with the free one. I'll have to look into it a little bit later, but I do not know at the moment. And again, sensitivity, all of it is default for me. I didn't change anything. How do you walk around the cabins? You're holding L1 and then FPS shooter style with the analog sticks. Left stick to look around or move around. Hang on. Sorry. Should have paused it. Just wanted to show you a cool barrel roll trick. I'm going to pause really quick. But you can hold L1 and then left stick to move around, right stick to look around. And then that way you can maneuver around wherever you want to. If you want to get some different shots while you're flying, you can of course do that as well. Aw, shoot, I didn't want to do that. No. Or hang out the side if you want to enjoy the outside view while you're flying your Huey. Took the Eurocopter to a Hawaiian volcano yesterday on Xbox. Very nice vibes. There was a ton of fixes for the H225. Again, we were flying it around quite a bit in the stream, but nothing wrong with flying it anymore, thankfully, because my goodness, it was a mess for the first year with that thing. And you're welcome, SKA. But yep, some aircraft don't allow it just because they're not made for walk around, but most of them do. Yes, you can walk in the cabin areas. If you can't do it with a walk around, you can always go into showcase camera and all that. Oh, there's Adam. I was like, I know I heard another Huey. But yep, again, just anything controlling on a controller, you're just looking for those smooth, fine inputs. You don't have to go too crazy with it or overly aggressively move the stick around. It's just nice. Same with the throttle, just tap it, you're not holding it. Because if you tap it, you're just going to be moving up and down way faster than you're wanting to. And there we go. Oh, there goes an XB1 as well. Nice. Let's see, Adam's landing with the Huey. Possibly. Oh, a little bounce there, but very nice. But hopefully all that makes sense regarding flaps, the Grand Caravan, stuff like that. And then, of course, with helicopter control as well. Alright, let's see here. I guess we'll use the PC-24 as our final item here. Don't know why I'm at the longitudes here, hang on. Don't know why I'm not just typing this out. And we'll just spawn right back here at Nellis. Can do a nice little flight from here to Area 51 again. We'll be there in no time. So again, this is what the screen will look like default. To switch it to synthetic vision, just like with the Vision Jet as well. Actually, no, it is a bit different here. Hang on.
Pause system test. Okay.
Oh, crap. I forgot. I thought it was going to be like the Vision Jet where it's just down there, but... let's see... I don't even remember because I really don't remember. Oh. There's synthetic vision there. It's overlay. Duh, it's right here. Goodness gracious. Made that more difficult than I needed to be. It was right under our nose the entire time. I don't know why I sound like a pirate, but that's how you turn it on. But yeah, so it's just the overlay button right here. This is what happens when you fly so many different planes, you kind of forget until you see it again. But yeah, it's just overlay, and then SVS on, which is synthetic vision. And that's how you get the... This is perfect for if you're flying those IFR conditions, instrument flight rules, and you have zero visibility outside of your windows. This is a great way of getting those landings in. So, there we go. Sorry, that took a lot longer than it needed to. Apologies. Alright, Zenith, thanks for stopping on by. Enjoy the rest of your day. But yeah, we're going to be wrapping up here anyways. 2 hours is good enough. And then tomorrow we'll be back on the PlayStation 5 version of the sim to continue our lovely little adventure. So I'll just do a quick flight. And you are welcome, BJ. Still landing lights bug? Oh, that's alright. Honestly, I just, again, but the whole thing needs to be overhauled anyways regarding the performance stuff. So it definitely doesn't bother me much anymore if that's happening. But we'll see. And away we go! Shouldn't take us too long here. No, let's just Pikes right there. KXTA. Let me just do a direct flight to that real quick. Oh, am I using... Gotcha. Activate that. Nav mode, please. Move her heading to the right just a little bit so we intercept that and head on over. We'll stick around 8,000 feet. I think that'll be good. Bring that back a little bit. Maybe get our... What is overspeed here? No, okay. Calm down now. Let's bring it back. Set auto throttle up. You can take care of that plane. And looks like 280 is going to be our max, so let's bring that up a little bit more. Move our heading over to our flight plan. And do a little short hop, and then that will wrap it up for today. It'll be paradise for... Oh, I look forward to it, Simon. Okay. I was like, did this just shut off? What in the world's happening here? Alright. Just fighting the turbulence now over the mountain, so it'll be kind of fighting to maintain its speed. Oh, also. Oh, terrain ahead. We're fine. Because I think it's right over... Is it over here? Oh no, that's... We're seeing this. Okay, so it's a little bit of ways here. Hey CJs, think I had my first big bug just now. All my visual assistants disappeared. Controller wanted me to move to 23,000 feet in my... Well, I mean, yeah, that happens sometimes in career mode where it gives you a ceiling or an altitude that it wants you to receive or get to with a plane that doesn't get to those altitudes. I would just ignore it. Typically what I want to do. Because it's not going to end your mission or anything like that if you're not at that altitude. But regarding your assists, I would recommend just clicking the left stick, see if it pops up. If not, go to start or go to the settings, assistances, and then toggle those on and off again just to see if they pop back in. Oh, auto throttle's good now. That was fixed. That's not an issue anymore. It was just struggling because of the turbulence over the mountains. Because that was fixed along with some other stuff with the PC-24. Because auto throttle's not glitched out like it was before anymore. Because, yeah, even if you lose the visual assistance, you know, the fake ones up in the sky and all that, you'll still have your instrumentation that'll be guiding you where you need to be. So you'll still have that you can look at for sure. But yeah, again, back to the auto throttle thing. That's been resolved finally after a year of dealing with it not being able to maintain that speed. I mean, I guess there might be new models. I really don't know. I mean, there were already a ton before. We got whatever, is that a Honda Jet or something? I really don't even know what that is. But we did see some other ones, like I forgot what the name of it is called. Is it an E5 Century or something? Because that was a model too, which I thought was pretty cool. No, not E5. Hang on. What is that thing called? Small dish. Oh, goodness. Small dish plane. I always forget the name of it. I don't know why. It comes here a lot. The E2 Hawkeye. Goodness. There was a passive aircraft model of that as well, which was pretty cool. I wouldn't mind that coming in here. And then some aircraft carriers in the default sim. That would be lovely. And, I mean, sometimes if ATC is talking to you right as that prompt comes up, it can kind of glitch it out regarding talking to your passengers. Davey, it's because anytime you're anywhere else in the aircraft and you right-click the stick, that is reset camera. So even if you're all the way back here and you're like, oh, I want to look out the window, and then you accidentally click the right analog stick, that'll reset your camera to this. So when you're just doing this, because all you're hitting here is A and B or X and circle on PlayStation to kind of navigate through that. So yep, just don't right-click the right stick and the camera won't reset, because that's the only way that happens. Alright, so we'll break out of autopilot here, and then we'll land and wrap up the stream. So I'll start bringing that power back. I mean, again, that's the only way to reset the camera, unless you're... I mean, you can do L1 and then up and down on the D-pad to have some preset settings here. But yeah, there's nothing else that would really reset your camera on its own. And were you just using Google Maps to navigate just because you were in the mood to do that, or is there another reason? I just want to know. But nice, I'm glad you had a great flight over Southampton. They're nice CJs. Oh goodness, I'm going way too fast here, hang on. Here I thought I was going slow. So, the only reason I asked is how come you didn't use the EFB? That's the only reason I was asking, because if you go to the EFB, and if you're not having it on the satellite map, because anytime you're in career mode, you already have the flight plan set up, so... Hang on, let me see if I can bring the one I have in here. Here we go. So, for example... This is kind of a similar flight plan you'll see, especially in the basic missions in the beginning. You'll be able to go to your EFB with satellite view. You can see where you're at with your plane. And of course see the airport through satellite view as well. So even the EFB didn't open up? That's definitely odd, because can't say I ever had that happen. Regarding the toolbar not opening or anything. Okay, so it wasn't... Okay. Because, yeah, I'm not talking about the visual assistance stuff. I'm just talking about actually utilizing, you know, the cockpit, EFB, and stuff like that. But, yeah, just wanted to make sure. Oh, there's no gear, like, underbelly camera on this? Come on. Fine, I'll just do it through here then. Unbelievable. Come on now. Oh, here, and also... Let me have this recording, so then I can show you how crappy this recording software is. I'll do the audio too, because you can hear how awesome it sounds in replay.
Terrain ahead. Pull up. Terrain ahead. Pull up. Terrain ahead. Pull up.
So one more time with power up, and another time with lowering the power.
100. 100.
I'm gonna be off the center line a little bit here, but that's okay. Could have used a little bit more flaps. I don't know what that little stick under the gear is all about, but... Okay, we can get on the ground now, please. Thank you. Oops. Oh, this is weird flying at this angle here. And then right into the showcase camera. But alright, here, hang on. Let's show you what you're missing out with the replay here.
Terrain ahead. Sink. Pull up. Don't sink. Terrain ahead. Don't sink. Pull up. Don't sink.
I'll just let you listen to the audio here.
100. 100.
Isn't that awesome? I love this replay. So again, when I say you're not missing out on anything, I'm telling you, you're not missing out on anything. And then if you want to do some cool shots while following the plane, it's juddering out like that the whole time. It just looks stupid. Like, it's just... I don't know why FCR guy was like, I don't know why they removed it. This is why. It sucks. That's all I can tell you. I'm really hoping Asobo's making their own in-house replay and just abandoning this. Because this collaboration just is not worth it in the slightest. And then the other fun part, too... Hang on. Let me just do this real quick. We'll take control over the plane. Let's put the gears up. Or if you... Here, actually, no, let me... Hang on. Let me redo this here. So for some reason you're in the air and you put your gears back up and you're like, I want to watch my replay. But isn't that audio nice? It's awesome hearing that and ruining your entire shot. And then the juddery plane. It's just, ugh. That's why I'm really hoping Asobo's going to announce their own replay system or something. So don't mind this landing, I'm just trying to show something here. So let's say like, oh, we're on the ground now, yay. So let me take back off. It's like, I want to watch this replay back. Let's put our gears up, because what happens is, a lot of the times, whatever your last instance of your aircraft was, that's what it'll be showing up in the replay. So if you have your gears up, the gears won't be down. It's just, there's so much wrong with this replay system. And I at least wanted to show this once so you could see what you're not missing out on PlayStation. Because again, you're not missing anything. Oh, it actually pulls out on this one. Interesting. So not all the planes... Again, it's all different. The 737 sounds fine in multiplayer. Most of the planes don't. Other ones have those issues with the gears like I was talking about. And it's just... But here, I'll just increase the audio again so you can hear it. You can hear this fantastic flight control replay. So, there we go. Now you can see why Asobo's probably like, you know what, we need to do something different with this. Because it's just not enjoyable in the slightest. But thanks for joining us, Adam, on our PC flight here. And, yeah, so... That's why I wasn't too sad to see it was gone, because most of the experience with, I'd say 98% of the aircraft in the sim, you're going to be seeing weird issues, the audio is going to be broken. If you're trying to do some cool panning shots, the plane's going to be stuttering all over. It's just awful. Awful, awful, awful. Flying now on the PS5 Pro, and it's crazy that the visuals there are on par, if not better. I mean, yeah, I like the way it looks on PlayStation as well. And Alvaro Pro, hello. And that was the PC-24 we were flying there, which is fine outside of replay mode. The turbine engine certification was fun, by the way. I took off in Toronto, hardly got the bird off the ground, but landing went around twice. Touched the water on the third attempt. Oh my. Very nice, CJs. But alright, everybody. There we go. Another stream complete. Tomorrow, we'll be back on the PlayStation 5 and all that good stuff. So, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys next time. Goodbye!